Thank you guys. Sure hope you ain't leaving. It'll get better. This first poem I'll do is one that was written by a guy named S. Omar Barker, and I've been invited to Elko, Nevada this year. Thank you guys. And they've asked me to do a session with the poems of S. Omar Barker in it. And they've asked me to do this one and another one. And this is one, it's about rodeo. And I'll do my other one for you in a couple minutes. But this one is really, it means a lot to me because I rodeo along with being a cowboy poet. So it's called Four-Footed Dynamite. They asked me, what's a rodeo? And I told them that I knowed. But to put it into language was a job that had me throwed. It's hooves and horns and claw sweat and the smell of western dust. It's randy hands to wrestle and it's bucking broncs to bust. It's ropes to catch a calf with and picking strings to tie him down. It's the daring do of horseback men, the rangeland comes to town. It's the brammer bulls to straddle and it's bones to bust and bruise. It's the Olympics of the saddle, if you win or if you lose. It's men that pay an entrance fee for just one chance to win, and if all they win's a busted leg, they take it with a grin. It's roping horses, smart enough you think they've been to school, and so they have. It's years they've been in training as a rule. With some old cowboy teacher using patience by the quirt to learn them how to catch a calf and hold them like they hurt. Of course, there's rules to go by, just like any other game, but livestock sure can't read them, so it don't come out the same. For though a ball game can be throwed, and sometimes, as I hear, you can't buy off a bucking bronc, nor fix a bramer steer. The Wild West ain't as roomy as it was some years ago, but still it sprouts adventure, so we've got the rodeo. With men that's known as cowboys, keep their horseback on her bright, by rope and spur and saddle, on four-footed dynamite. Thank you guys so much. That was my first time ever doing it on a stage, so. Woo! Yep, my first time ever doing it on a stage. Unless you want to count my living room in front of the TV with Mom and Dad as the audience. That's how this cowboy poet practices. Well, this is one of my favorites, and it's actually one that I wrote. And last night, did any of you guys go to the dance? I went to the dance. Mickey, you went to the dance. Mickey and Haley can sure tear down the dance floor and can tear down the stage, I'll tell you that. Well, the dance stopped at midnight, and that's when we stopped too. And so I had a really tough time waking up this morning, and so I was thinking about this poem. It's for all you people that had a hard time waking up this morning. And I hope you don't take this offensively to the people that like a early morn. I'll admit this ain't no secret, and when you ask me, I won't deny that when it comes to rising early, I'm definitely not a morning guy. Well, I've got a normal bedtime, and for most it ain't that late. But when it comes to getting up, oh geez, now that's a task I really hate. My sister will not argue, and my mom, she will agree, that when it comes to rise and shine, both of them are just like me. And my dad, well, he's just peculiar. He loves an early morn. It's not something he's forced to do, I'm sure it's just how he's born. At first I just won't listen when that alarm clock starts to chime. I'll just roll over and hit the snooze another time. Holler a good morning and rouse me with a shake, 'cause that's just how and what you do to get my eyes awake. But once I finally shed the sheets and my feet touch solid floors, I hear my horses whinny and now it's time to do the chores. I'll mumble and I'll grumble as I rise to face the day. And you best not try conversing, for I've got nothing much to say. But the day is now before me, and I'll face what lies ahead. My dad says sleep's a waste of time. You can rest when you are dead. Thank you guys very much, and for those of you that have saw me already today, I'm sorry I had to hear it again. This next one I'll do is, Dave! I'm here. You're here! Are you ready? I'm ready. Okay. I'm gonna bring one of my good friends up to help me out with this one.
I'm too old to run fast. Gotta have this.
Get your breath. Take a seat. I know it's been rough on you.
Keeping up with these kids is kind of tough. I left my other kid on the other stage, and now I'm with this one. Thatch Elmer, everybody. I need a little guitar. Thank you, Eric.
Well, along with writing my own cowboy poetry, I also like to do the classics of Elmer Barker and Bruce Cascadden. And this is really one of my favorite Bruce Cascadden poems. And I'm gonna have Dave help me out with this one. Yes, sir. Yes, he used to be a cow horse, that was young, strong, and fleet. Now he stands alone, forgotten in the winter snow and sleet. For his eyes are dim and hollow, and his head is turning gray. He has got too old to follow, just a horse that's had his day. They have forgotten how once he packed him, had an easy swinging lope, how he braced his sturdy shoulders when he set back on a rope. Didn't bear no weight nor distance, answered every move and word. Though his sides were white with lather, while he held the milling herd. Now he's stiff and cold and stumbles, and he's lost that strength and speed that once took him through the darkness on the point of a stampede. And his legs are scarred and battered, both the muscle and the bone. He's just a worn-out cow horse, so they've turned him out alone. They've turned him out to winter best he can amongst the snow. They're without a friend and lonesome. Do you think he doesn't know? Through the hours of the storm and darkness, he had time to think a lot. That horse may have been forgotten, but you bet he ain't forgot. He stands still, he ain't none worried, for he knows he's played the game. He's got nothing to back up from. He's been squared and ain't ashamed, for no matter where they put him, he was game to do his share. Well, I think more of the pony than the folks that put him there. Let's give another big hand for Dave. I really appreciate him. I really appreciate him helping me out. This one I'll do is one that is about a calf. And have any of you guys seen a two-headed calf before? Have you ever seen one that's alive? That's a first. That's a first for me, because all the people I've asked haven't seen a live one. Me and my grandpa, we took a little trip at the beginning of the summer, and we were walking around a museum. And we came to this western section, and it had on the wall hanging there a Hereford two-headed calf. I was visiting the other day with this rancher friend of mine, and the story that he told me, well, it dang near blew my mind. He told me he was just checking calves down at his cabin sheds, and he was shocked to find, well, just laying there, a calf that had two heads. He had to take a double look to verify this sight, and thinking to himself, he said, "Nuh-uh, now that just can't be right." But sure enough, the calf turned round, 4 ears, 4 eyes, and 2 nose. And with a shaky, wobbly motion, on 4 legs this calf arose. Well, his body was quite normal, 4 legs, 1 butt, and 1 tail. I looked at him and asked him if this critter was for sale. Old Festus looked at me and said, "This critter I cannot part." The poor confused old brand inspector would not know where to start. Ear tags are the common way to identify your steer, but do you tag each head or both? Not to mention, heck, which ear? And when it comes to bread, do I burn just one side, or should I heat it up once more and burn the opposite side? Now these dilemmas got to me, and a decision I must make. Do I choose the novelty of 2 heads, or a big old juicy steak? Thank you guys. That is one of my favorite poems. I just love that poem. I did my rodeo poem about with that I'm going to Elko for, and I'm going to do this one for you. And it's about a kid, and he goes up to this college. But let me be honest with you, I don't think it turns out very good for him. It's called Curly Wolf College. I went up to this college, and they asked me what I knowed to justify embarking on the education road. Well, I told them that my ma and pa had figured I was smart, for I could always partner tell a horse and cow apart. The cow is the one that wears the horns, and the horse the one you ride. And most of them most always wears the hairy part outside. They asked me what I knowed about the history of the earth. Well, I told them that I understood. It started in Fort Worth, where Adam, the first Texan, found a market for his steers and started raising buckaroos with red hairy ears. They asked about my algebra, and I told them it was tough, the way most any cowboys gets, who's riding long enough. They asked me what philosophy of life I favored most, and that one sure did snub me right up to the snubbing post. Well, I pondered some, then told them that I always do my best to aim my spitting eastwards when the wind's in the west. They asked about my grammar. I told them she was dead. They didn't mention Grandpa, but I told them what he'd said, that any man was foolish and was surely bound to fail, who'd kick a hog barefooted or twist a panther's tail. Well, I went up to this college, but I didn't stay there long. Well, for they asked a heap of questions, and my answers was all wrong. At least that's what they figured, like them college fellers do. But I brought back a professor just to spend a week or two, a-riding on the rancho with a hoss between his knees, where the wolves are wild and curly and the cows all got fleas. And about this here professor, wouldn't say no word unkind, for he packs a heap of knowledge in that thing he calls mind. But now my lack of learning don't seem no near we be gone. At least I know which end to put the horse's bridle on.
Family ranch on a family ranch.
Well, this poem is a poem that I wrote, and it's coming fall, And the storm is moving in pretty quick out there, so yeah, make sure you got your jackets on. And me and my sister, we live in the bottom half, I guess you could say, and up the hill, we ride our horses up there and take a long ride. And that's where me and my sister, we just love that country up there. It's such good riding, but you gotta watch out for badgers. And it's just such good riding up there, and so I had this experience, and we gave the horses water, and I came home and I wrote this poem, and I really hope you enjoy it. It's my last poem for you. It's called The Mountain Desert Out Where We Reside. We saddle up the ponies and head out for a ride. On the banks of the Bear River or the Sage on Deseret, it's a place that's close to heaven, and we ride without a fret. There's deer and elk upon the mountains, and antelope out on the flat. I see beauty all around me through these eyes beneath my hat. Macadee's in my left hand, and we set out on a lope, my feet firm in the stirrups, and then my right hand holds the rope. It's just a pleasure trail ride, maybe check a cow or two. We ride along the fence line underneath the sky blue. Today I'm riding Chrissy, a solid sorrel mare. She's the horse I've learned to ride on. She's gentle and she's fair. With my sister right beside me on her pretty buckskin lace, we ride along together at a slow and steady pace. Well, we've rode upon some heifers that have seemed to be stray. I check the brand and recognize the arch above the J. Austin, she rides up to their left, and I just push them from the right. We move them north along the fence until we have their herd in sight. We leave them to their grazing, and we watch them for a while. I think about this life I live, and it brings me to a smile. Talking as we're riding about horses, spurs, and bits, the reins we use for roping and reins that we call split. Austin, she likes a snaffle with some pretty fancy tack. But for me, I'm more old-fashioned. I prefer a bosal hack. Well, we've rode away the morning, and we'll soon be home. Fresh water for the ponies, and we'll turn 'em out to roam. A midday sun is shining, and a breeze begins to blow. It's good to get in one last ride before the winter snow. Thank you.